I'm Beth Hildenbrand, and this is All Booked Up. So, we're having some technical difficulties with JD this morning, and I am going to just start with the news and hope that he pops up. If not, then you just get an episode with my little old self. So, today, let me tell you about what's going on. We have a new thing that we're doing today, which is called Reviews. Since I have put out 4 reviews this week, I have decided that I'm going to start sharing reviews on the show from now on and, tell you about the books I've reviewed. So let's start with Weeds Beneath the Meadows by Ana Casamento Arrigo. It is a memoir, and it is so awesome. My favorite part of this book was just this tiny little blip that fascinated me. The language barrier. She came here from Italy, and the language barrier. Her mom gave her money to go to the store and get a soda, and she only spoke Italian, and the woman where she was, buying the soda from did not speak Italian. And she went home, and her mom, took the box from her, which I'm thinking, a box? Where'd she get this box from? And mixed it up with water to make the soda. And, it tasted awful. So they added sugar to it, and it still tasted awful. Well, it was making soda. Okay, soda. But that was just, one little blurb. And another was sharing an ice cream cone with her brothers. And this is just, silly parts of the story. But the woman is just a fascination to me. I gave this book a 5-star rating. She through all she does, her triumphs are amazing. She overcomes language barriers, obviously. She overcomes poverty. She overcomes abuse. And she manages to do it all beautifully and just thrive and become just an incredible person. And I absolutely love this about her. She now, she became a teacher. She now writes books and poetry and paints the most beautiful pictures. And if anyone is interested in finding a book that tells you, just a feel-good book that shows you, how far you can come in life, I totally suggest this one. She is a very strong woman, and God bless her. Hello, Josephine. Good morning. Another book that I read. I'm trying to get my notes in here right. Pentagrams by J.D. Allen. Okay, I can't believe I am going to admit this in public, but I am. I am terrified of rats. Absolutely, horribly. Just cannot stand any kind of creepy crawly that walks the earth. And he had rats in this book. I gave this one 5 stars as well. It was a true, absolutely. I had to leave the lights on to go to the bathroom that night because it creeped me out with the rats so bad. It was a great story. Demons and angels and but not horror. Oh shoot, I'm spinning. That hasn't happened before. But it's an excellent read. Anybody who's into horror, you have got to get this book. I hope that he gets on here today. It would be wonderful. We may be able to get audio.
Hi, Beth. Can you hear me?
Are you there?
I am.
We can audio. That's better than nothing.
Oh, great. Hey,
hi, Jake.
It's good to be with you. Sorry about the technical problems. I'm just not very tech savvy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of this. We can at least have some voice here.
Sure. It's good to be with you. Thank you for asking me.
Yes, I am so glad to have you here. I was just talking about your book, and I'll tell you what, yes, you scared me.
Well, as a horror writer, that's good news. Thank you.
Yes, I'll tell you what, it's the first horror novel I have read from a fellow indie author that actually, I had to leave the light on. So kudos to you. You pulled that one off.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps right now, so that's great to hear. Thank you.
I was telling Rebecca Schlager.
Oh, yes.
Mental Girl. We were talking the other night, and I said, yes, he terrified me with that book. The rats got to me. And I really did have to leave the light on, and I had to have my blankets up around me. I'm like looking for red all night.
Thank you. That's wonderful to hear. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh my gosh, I just can't say enough about it. I'm going to have to read some more of yours. I loved it. The only thing, I'm really depressed because I was wanting to see your monster room today.
I moved my computer in here just for this, and I'm sorry for having these issues. I
even got my cup out today that says "Monsters are my BFFs." I don't know if you can see that.
Great. Oh, I'm in. That's great.
And my monster poster behind me here.
I love it. Yeah, I've got a magazine with that same picture.
Oh, do you? That's a cool one.
That's an old famous Monsters magazine cover. Yeah.
I had Vincent Price autograph, and I was poor at the time and had to sell it, and I could kick my butt for it now because he's like my favorite. I love Vincent Price. Yeah, he's my idol. And
oh, you froze up. Beth, I don't know if you can hear me. You froze up there, but
he used to be here at Reading, Pennsylvania. Reading, Pennsylvania used to be a big spot for actors back in the day.
Oh.
And he used to come to the theaters here all the time. And I found it stuck in a magazine.
Oh, really? Wow.
This autograph. And so that was really cool.
Yeah.
So
too bad you have to.
Now I have to find my notes that I wanted to ask you about because my pages are all out of line here. Let's see. Okay, here we are. So I want to know what got you into horror.
Well, good question. I was born after midnight on Halloween. Maybe that has something to do with it. When I was little, all the kids would come to my birthday parties, dressed up in their Halloween costumes because kids don't need a big excuse to wear that outside of Halloween. So I don't know, maybe just being born on Halloween and having monsters coming to my birthday parties just kind of made me really comfortable with monsters.
I have a son born on Halloween, so I know what that's like.
Oh, well.
And he got the scary cake for his birthday every year.
Yeah, all the kids come dressed in their costumes. It was wonderful. And I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. We also had a show every Saturday night called Bob Wilkins Creature Features, where he'd play a double feature of horror movies. So as a teenager and even younger than that, I started watching that. And, the old Universal monsters kind of got me started on my love of horror. And from there, I graduated to the Hammer horror movies. They're a little bloodier and racier. And, and I just... And then one day I discovered Famous Monsters magazine on a book stand when I was, I don't know, probably about 10 or 12. And that started my collecting. I didn't know it at the time, but I just kept those magazines precious in a drawer. And and it just kind of went from there. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, mine started with my dad. I was like, I don't know,
Oh,
maybe 8, 7 or 8, I guess. And you remember the dime stores they used to have?
oh yeah.
Uh, it was Halloween, and we were going to this store, and uh, up in the air they had this coffin, and they had people walking around in costumes and stuff. And I was like begging my dad, I want to see in there. I want to see in there. And well, so he lifted me up, and okay, Dracula jumped up at me, terrified me. So being me, I had to go get Dracula comics and everything else because I had to get over the fear.
Oh,
Okay, you scared me. You're not going to scare me anymore. I'm going to figure out what to do about this. And after that, it
oh,
was,
interesting.
yep, I had to fight my
So your love
fear.
of horror so your love of
Yep.
horror came out of getting over a fear. That's great though.
Yeah. I mean, oh my goodness. I can still see myself. I mean, just scream until everybody in that store was turning around looking like, what happened to that child?
That's hilarious. As long as it led to a love of horror, that's it's a good thing.
But it certainly did. I remember begging my mom, please, can I have this comic, please? And she's like, why do you want that? Because I must have it. Just buy
Yeah,
it, please.
no, believe me, as a horror fan, I get it.
And I wanted to talk to you about Skull to Skull. You do those interviews, and they are fantastic. And I was honored that you did one on me.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, I have a great time doing that with other authors. I've done about 20 of them now with some great people like Tim Eagle and Mark Green. And these are fantastic writers who it's been a real honor to try to highlight their stuff too. It's just a little something to try to give back to that indie publishing community. And it's been a lot of fun. Like I started about a year ago, and like I said, I've done about 20 of them, and it was great having you do one. And there'll be a lot more this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. I suggest everybody check these out because they're great. And like I said, I was honored that you asked me to do one. And that's what it's all about, really, is just, giving back and helping each
Sure.
other out. That's why I do this. Other authors, you just want to see them do well.
Right.
And those interviews are fantastic.
Yeah. And, I really appreciate you having me on this venue too. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, yes, I love your work, and I love to see that what you do for everybody else. That's just terrific.
Thank you.
I can't say enough about you.
Well, I just have a real love of horror. I wish you could see the room I'm in now because, like I said, like you said, I have a pretty large horror movie memorabilia collection, and that's also been another thing that's been really a lot of fun to share on social media. Every Sunday on Facebook, I post something I call my Monster Room photo albums, and
Yes, I love those.
Thank you. And it's been kind of a fun. Well, I'm not really real big on putting a lot of my personal life on social media, so I need to share something other than my books. And this collection has been a lot of fun sharing it with other people, and I get to see their collection too. So that's been a lot of fun.
Well, I should say good morning to everyone who's saying good morning to us. There's Jessica and Jasmine and Nina and Josephine. Hi, guys. Thank you for stopping into the show. We appreciate you being here.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
And let's see, I had so many things I wanted to talk to you about, and then I always am like, okay. What are you working on now?
I am working on a collection of short stories that I hope to have finished and published by the end of summer or near Halloween. Tentatively titled Nightmares. It'll be about 10 short stories. And it's just a lot more horror. And Yeah, I think that's about the biggest thing I got going on. I also have a science fiction series that I write. I'll be coming out with the 4th book of that near Christmas. So yeah, that's what's going on. How about you? I know you just published a new book just within the last month, didn't you?
No. Well, I guess it's been
a little longer. Okay.
a little longer. Yeah. I'm just about ready to finish a new one. It's called Where the Tombstones Grow.
Ooh, that's a good title.
Yeah, it's about a girl with the sixth sense who lives up in the Appalachian Mountains, and
Fun.
she's trying to like save the family home and everything. And it's kind of loosely based on my own family.
Oh.
And based around old family. So many greats ago, grandfather actually founded the town, and he was, in the Mexican War and the Civil War and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of family history.
It sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll have to pick that up and read it for sure. Oh, you froze up on me. You went away. Hello?
Mixed in with, done that. I wonder if that's got anything to do with our little not seeing you today. I'll tell the entire world. I keep saying I'm going to blow them up, so they're probably going to hear this.
Sorry, Beth, you keep freezing up on me.
Once a month. Once a month, I would fight with these people. I'm like, okay, if I pay for a whole cookie, I want the whole cookie. You people are giving me half a cookie here. Why am I paying you all this money for half a cookie? Well, it didn't make sense to them. I still don't understand it. But, that's how it goes. Oh, you just have to know Blue Ridge. It's a lot of fun. So, I was going to ask you for a suggestion for another book of yours to read. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, we're not connected again. Have to wait for him to come back so I can ask Jace's question here. In the meantime, I'm going to tell everybody to check out The Crafty Quill, who is Janet Byers and my new editor. I can't wait to finish this book and get it over to The Crafty Quill. Everybody check out Janet Byers at The Crafty Quill because her editing is terrific and she's a wonderful writer. Check out her books, Finding Emmeline and Cain's Redemption, because, hey, they're 5-star reads and everybody needs to read them. Also, Geriatric Trippin'. Now, if you want some funny content, just to give yourself a good laugh, check out Geriatric Trippin'. Is JD back? Are you back? We'll figure this out today. Are you back? No? Okay. Oh, we're having a terrible day with this. Okay. Also, let's see. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody. My book, Leaving Babylon, is free from today until the 11th of April. So anyone who wants some bloodthirsty poetry, no, it's good. And it's, you got some, angsty poetry and some perky poetry, but it's free. So check it out on Amazon, free until the 11th. I can't tell if JD is back or not.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I got you back. Yay!
Oh, good day. I'm so sorry for these technical issues.
Oh, we're getting her done.
Yeah,
we're getting her done. So yes, I was asking for a recommendation for another book without rats.
If you like zombies, my book, They're Coming to Get You, Barbara, is probably my most popular book. Well, it is my most popular book. And also, I've got another one called Flight of the ZWA T68 Flight of the Dead. Those two are zombie books. So if you like zombies, those would be good. If you like ghost stories, I've written one called I forget. It's pretty bad when you forget the names of your own books. Can Susan Come Out and Play? And that's a ghost story. You read my.
I love ghost stories.
Oh yeah, Can Susan Come Out and Play is my most traditional ghost story I've written.
I love traditional ghost stories. Yes, that sounds good. I'll check that one out.
Good. And I've written a couple of scary Christmas stories. A few science fiction books. It just all depends on the type of story you like to read.
Okay, Jasmine has a question.
Yes.
Are characters adapted from life experiences and interpretations?
Being horror fiction, the characters are often very much fictionalized, but I will occasionally put in maybe little personality traits of people I know and give those to characters to where, so in a sense that makes them somewhat real and people I know, but they act in ways that my friends and family would never act. So it's kind of a little of both. It's like, yes, there's some familiarity in character traits, but they're really all fictitious.
I do that too.
Just if you give your characters a little bit of realistic personality traits, it just kind of adds to the whole thing. Even if they're behaving in a manner that you would never really, because in horror stories, characters kind of act in a way that you wouldn't really in real life. In real life, you're going to grab your phone and get the heck out of there.
Yes.
And, in fact, if you ask me, cell phones and technology kind of made it a lot harder to write horror stories because it's so easy to get help and rescue nowadays.
Well, that's kind of why I like what I'm writing now, because they're out in the boondocks.
Yeah.
And so it's not so much cell phone this and cell phone that.
Exactly.
And it's she's turned it into a retreat for creative people. The house to try and save the house, and it's just a whole bunch of goofy people, and I always have to throw humor in. I do. You gotta have you have to have some humor in there, at least for me. Because I'm such a smart ass. So I
do that a little bit too. Yeah, you got to relieve the tension sometimes.
You do. And then I have to put my music in there too. I have these two characters in the new one, Judge and Jury. And I got these names from my ex-mother-in-law's dogs. She had dogs named Judge and Jury. And so I named these two goofy characters. They're rock stars, Judge and Jury. And they just get in the worst kind of situations in this book, because they're high all the time. So, yeah, it's fun and creepy at the same time. But
that's fun.
I have fun writing. I just enjoy it. It's not a job. It's fun.
Oh yes, I definitely write for fun too. It's been a real pleasure being able to publish them. Amazon makes that a great thing. But for me, the real happiness is actually just writing the stories.
It is, and I think it shows. I think that's one thing indie authors have more over the authors that pump them out and are traditionally published. You can see the enjoyment indie authors get from their books.
Exactly. And it's funny that
they love what they do. They're not doing it for money.
Yeah, exactly. And what you just mentioned a second ago, it rang a bell with me because I named one of my characters after my cat one time. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we just we do it for people to enjoy the book, and we do it because it's something we have to do. We're compelled to do, and not because of okay. Nora Roberts writes. If you think about it, she writes the same book and, changes up the story a little bit every time.
Exactly.
But basically, it's, the same formula for every single book.
Exactly. And some of these writers, I mean, I don't want to, some of these writers like a Danielle Steele, how do they come up with 10 books a year? I'm really wondering if they're really writing their own books.
That's what I think too. If I get 2 out, I usually, write one, and then in between books, I'll get out a poetry book, maybe. It all depends on, because my poetry, it's kind of like, it comes when it comes. I never, I can't just sit down and say I'm going to write a poem.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
I can't force it either. I have to be in the mood for writing, or I just can't do it.
Exactly. I'll be standing in the shower or getting ready to fall asleep or sitting waiting to pick up my son from school, and just a verse will pop into my head and I have to scribble it down. That's how the poetry
all over the house like I do. Do you have notebooks all over the house like I do?
Oh my God, yeah. And in my purse. Yeah, yep. Just everywhere. Yeah, I have a stack of them in my car. They just go where I go. I was in the car with some friends one day, and I don't know, somebody new was with us, and my friend said, "Oh, that's just her notebooks. She writes, just push them over on the other side." And it's like, yeah, it's the truth. That's just me. You got to push the writing materials away to get in the car.
Right.
But funny. Yeah, it's just how it is. That's life around here. But yeah, it's fun, and being a writer is what it's all about. Goodness knows, last night I had to order a suit for my son. My other son is getting married next weekend. So I'm going to finish this story, even though JD bounced for a minute. And I said, Amazon makes more money. Oh, yeah. Amazon makes more money from me than I do from them. And it's the truth. Yeah. We do not make a lot of money from Amazon. Just doesn't work that way. It would be nice, but okay. So yes, yeah, Jace. I named them after the dogs. I did. Okay, so let's see. What can we do next? Oh, I can go back to the book reviews. Slither by Hargrove Perth. Oh my goodness. Excellent 5-star read. She is so into lore and the old gods and vampires and fairies and vampire hunters, and it is just fantastic. You have got to check this book out. I'm on book 3 already. I'm just reading them that fast. So definite 5-star read. Slither by Hargrove Perth. And also Broken Charm by Pebbles Lacasse, who was our last guest. 5-star read. Definitely, if you're into erotica. It's got an excellent story to it. She did it very tastefully, a lot of class. I totally enjoyed it. Hi, Marcy. I'm so glad you stopped by. I need you on the show. No, we're still not getting JD back. Let's see, what else is on my... let's see. Okay, still okay. Can we add him to stage? No. Okay. Look at me, I'm dancing again. Do we have you back?
Am I back? I'm not sure. Am I?
Yes, you're back. Yay.
I am so sorry about that. I don't understand it. I'm not touching it or anything. It's just going in and out. So
That's
I
okay. Everybody
apologize.
just got to watch me dance for a minute. So
Oh, that's probably more entertaining than anything I have to say anyway.
only if you want to see a goober trying to shake her booty on the thing. Okay, well, it's time for the news. Dun dun dun. So I'm going to play our little news song, and I have a song just for you to introduce the news today. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. Okay. Now, where's the turn off button? Oh, for heaven's sakes.
No, the headbanging news. Oh, you froze up. Did I go away again? I might have gone away again. Darn it.
I'm spinning again. Okay, I'm back. Now, news. So this week's news. Thank you, Anna. Oh, here, I don't know what that is that I just popped up on my screen. Thank you, Anna. Okay, news this week. We've got, great things happening. Z Raven, Ezra's Redemption, The Table, Book 1 is a new release. John Leister is our author of the month on By the Author this month. We do not have an author of the week this week. I'm not sure why. Nobody signed up, I guess. Let's see. Oh, did I forget to tell you that Leaving Babylon is free today until April 11th by the amazing Beth Hildenbrand. And here's a biggie. Very good. Mom and the Mead's first annual book awards is taking place. Everybody should go and vote for their favorite authors. I have voted for all of my favorites. And also, I'm in there twice. I've been nominated for 2. What is fantasy category for Dark Rights and fantasy romance, I think, for Death Rights. So, and I've also voted for all my favorite authors in there. So everybody should stop in and vote for your favorite authors because it's important. Show everybody love. Show them your love and support. Thank you, Anna. So I guess that's it for this week. I want to thank JD for his wonderful voice. You have a terrific voice, hon. And it was so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me on.
We're going to do
Thank
this.
Thank you for having me. I wish that we had audio. Thank you for giving me another chance. I would love to come back and try this again.
We will reschedule this, and then we'll hook up one day for a practice, and we'll just do it till we work all the kinks out. Because I want to show your monster room to the world.
Well, I moved my computer in here just for that, just to do that. Unfortunately, the tech demons, they're not going to allow it today. But thank you for having me on today. We can always
do this just you and I for an afternoon, or, set up a time where just you and I can do it and play around till we get this right.
I would love that. Thank you, Beth.
Oh, no problem. I'm going to ask you to hang on for a minute after we say goodbye so I can talk to you.
Okay.
Okay. And I want to thank, as always, Josephine for being my buddy and my pal and helping me with the show. And Nina, my PA, my very good and special PA, who I could not live without. No, pardon. And thank you, everyone, for coming to the show. You are very appreciated. And don't forget, if you miss here, check out YouTube. We're on YouTube, and you can always catch up on the shows you missed. So take care. Have a good weekend. Love ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, everyone who's watching.
Oh, thank you for coming, hon.
Bye-bye.